Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our fourth first round match in our Tournament of Death here at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. We've got a much more brutal one here for you today, as we have four big men. We've got Big Daddy V on the left, Umaga, Haku, and then on the right, we've got Mr. Pogo, who, I'm not sure, is he wearing a Bad Bunny shirt? I'm sure that looks, does that say Bad Boy? I'm not sure, to be honest. Mr. Pogo might be a new one to a lot of you. He is a BJW former deathmatch champion over in Japan, the same company where we get lots of our best Japanese deathmatch wrestlers from. But anyway, let's crack on with this one. Fatal 4-way elimination table, as always. And a chance for us to... was Big Daddy V that... I don't know, what's the best way of putting it? Was he fatter? Is there different iterations of Big Daddy V? Was there like a younger version than like an older version when he was bigger and more rotund? Because he seems pretty... I mean, the face and the tattoos and that seem to be pretty good on this core, but I just remember him being a lot more rotund. Viscera. He was a big boy. I mean, he probably was a bit more chunkier than that, but to be honest, he seemed to get bigger, obviously, towards the end of his career when he dressed up more with the full outfit. So he probably does need to be a little bit chunkier than this, to be honest, but not much, to be honest, actually. Was Viscera in the Hall of Fame? When was that? I know. Somebody calls for Viscera to be in the Hall of Fame. That's not terrible, though, actually. This could be realistic. Maybe I'd change the attire. I mean, the attire is correct, but maybe I think it would make more sense to change it a little bit. I don't know. So we've got Haku and Umaga working on each other inside the ring. So I made this question out to you a short period of time ago. So for those of you who are as old as me and remember 3-minute warning, which was very early 2000s, I think it was. For those of you when 3-minute warning started, it was Rosie and Jamal. And Rosie ended up going on to become teammates with the Hurricane, and then I think Jamal ended up becoming Umaga. Was it ever referenced that that was the same person? I mean, are we classing those as two different characters on our ranking system is what I'm really trying to say. So at the moment, no eliminations as of yet. Of course, there's 1 point for every elimination. And an extra point for the winner overall. And of course, not only that, but a chance to go in to our quarterfinals. As you see, Umaga now taking Haku up on the shoulders. Rotates him around. It's that big Samoan drop. Umaga puts Haku through the table with that Samoan drop. Umaga, who was on a -2, moves up to a -1. And Haku, not Hakushi, but Haku, who was on a +1, is going to drop down to a 0. Umaga needs this, actually. He's not had the best of times, old Umaga, has he, really? Still -1 even after that elimination. If he can get the win here, he'd be a very happy man. Has he made it onto the 2K23? They've released the 2K23 roster today, and I'm a little bit lost on trying to remember who's on there. Smackdown Hotel. Smackdown Hotel. I'm assuming he is. Because nobody's moaned that he's not on there, so I'm assuming he is on there. So I've seen people moaning about some of it have disappeared. I mean, some of them are understandable. They've left the company, they work at AEW, that sort of stuff. But when it comes to people like... yeah, Umaga is on there, yeah. When it comes to people like Ric Flair, it's a bit of a surprise. I mean, I understand it's probably got something to do with his issues with Dark Side of the Ring and that sort of stuff, but still. Who else was missing that I forgot about? Roderick Strong. I don't think Roderick Strong's left the company, has he? Anderson and Gallows were missing as well. I thought were a bit surprising. Anyone else? Yeah, obviously some of them make sense because they've left the company and gone elsewhere, but... yeah, Anderson Gallows surprised me. And there was that Saray. I mean, I know she's not really a massive name, but she was on 2K22 as part of DLC, so why they took her off when they've already got the model already made seemed a little bit weird to me. Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's one that's missing. How is Bray Wyatt missing from the roster? Obviously, they're going to try and make you buy him through DLC, aren't they? But the fact that he's missing in the first place is a joke. They easily could have scanned him by now. Umaga spins around Mr. Pogo. Up on the shoulders. Pogo fights back, and they'll take Umaga up on the shoulders. Mr. Pogo spins him around. Power slam through the table. Mr. Pogo eliminates Umaga. Wow. Those people who were doubting Mr. Pogo, he's just eliminated Umaga, who at my point, well, I was thinking was the favourite here, to be honest. Mr. Pogo, this is his debut in SWE. Of course, like I said, former Big Japan Pro Wrestling King of the Deathmatch champion, or whatever they call it over there. And he's absolutely hammered it. Look at Mr. Pogo. What a debut. What a debut. 2 massive eliminations and the victory. Apologies, the game. Well, not the game. My Elgato decided to cut out there for the end. But yeah, Mr. Pogo on his debut. 2 eliminations and the victory puts him up to a +3. Big Daddy V or Viscera was on a +1 with that elimination. Moves him down to a 0. That means Mr. Pogo will move on to the next round of our... what are we doing? King of the Deathmatch, Tournament of Death, St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view tournaments. Thank you. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. Love you all. Good night. God bless. And yeah, yeah. Back tomorrow. Yeah. Good night. I want to go to bed. Bye-bye.